So the question is, can an average profile get into top tier business schools? And how can one manage the finances and get aid for the average profile? So that's a great question. When you say an average profile, let's break it down. So if you say that you're working for one of the top tier IT firms in India, TCS or Infosys, and you had a 3.2 GPA and you have 4 years of work experience, average extracurriculars, you do not have very, very strong community experiences, and the undergrad college that you went to is not IIT or DCE or NITs or the top or St. Stephen's or the top tier colleges in your country, and you say that I want to get into Harvard and Stanford, that would be a very, very tough choice. As you go up in the leagues, as you try to touch the M7s, their chances of getting people from the target feeder companies such as Bain, BCG, McKinsey, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, or top tier private equity firms, or boutique investment banks, or large bulge bracket investment banks, plus the tier 1 colleges with the right grades and the significant amount of international experience. So there are these 4 or 5 factors. And as you go up, the number of people having these combination of some of a couple of or all 4 of these factors, that number of people tends to go up. Which means if you are competing for a Wharton MBA with somebody who has a 750 with IIT Delhi and a McKinsey on the resume with 1 year of international work experience, your chances are extremely hard. And let me give you the way to handle this, right? Look at the past statistics of that particular business school and see how many people with your profile have graduated from that business school. That will give you some understanding of data. You know what I mean? So you, instead of making an emotional decision about saying that I have this aspiration to make it to this particular school, you would be able to find out how many people from your background, with your numbers, with your statistics, made it to this school in the last 5 years. You can get this by talking to people. You can get this by looking at LinkedIn. And if you do not find a lot of people, that does give you the answer that the odds are not in your favor, right? What you're doing is you're negotiating for different variables, the right GMAT score, the undergrad, the international experience, GPA. You're negotiating for whether you have an international experience or not. And then you're negotiating for the depth of your stories. Now, the combination of these things gives you the factors that are important for the school. And the expression that you create to leverage this combination makes your story compelling enough for the business school, right? Do you get it? So except, let's say the Harvard, Wharton, Stanford, then I think below these, there are roughly 15 to 16 schools in the top 10 bracket in the US. There are similarly 5 to 7 schools, I think 7 schools in the top 3, 4 bracket in Europe. So all I'm trying to say is that even in a top 10 spot in your target particular country, there are not just 10 schools. They keep swapping places. And most of these places will have amazing salaries. These are the places where you get almost the same M7 salaries. The problem is when an international applicant says that, for me, I know I do not have these factors in my profile, but by God, if I don't make it to the top 3, I'm not doing an MBA at all. I think that's your emotional response to how you may have been ranked throughout your life, and you say that either it's top 5 or nothing. So the right way to look at this is look at what you earn right now, make a decision tree and say, if I choose to have no MBA versus an MBA from Tuck or a Duke or a Tepper, and if I look at my life 10 years from now, how would I be without an MBA and with an MBA? You know what I mean? So this is the big world. This is actually a big world. So there are more than 10 schools, 20 schools that can make a very, very strong impact on your career. Choose objectively. Do not choose emotionally. Choose objectively. Right. Perfect. Thank you.